Hello everyone, this is Prem Acharya from Dented Code. Okay, welcome back to my CSS course for beginner part 2, Learn CSS Flexbox. This is the continuation of the CSS course. In the previous tutorial, we learned about almost everything about CSS, and in this tutorial we are going to learn about CSS Flexbox. And the cool thing is that we are going to create a simple web page for sample blog listing page using Flexbox layout, where you can learn practical use case of Flexbox. If you are here for the first time, I create tutorial related to programming and web development. If you like to learn more about web development, consider subscribing to the channel and turn on the notification. Without further ado, let's start the Flexbox. Okay, let's understand the Flexbox. Flexbox is a one-dimensional layout model. It helps us to organize our web page layout and element inside the web page. Before Flexbox came out, we used to use float, position and margin to organize elements on the web page, and it is not fun at all to organize complex web page layout using Flexbox. Since Flexbox is supported by all the browser by default, now you can use it to lay out web page and organize the element properly. In order to use Flexbox feature, you need to understand two basic concepts. The first one is the Flexbox container, which let's say the parent container, and the Flexbox item, which are basically the child elements of the Flexbox container. Any container can be turned into Flexbox container just by using the CSS property display flex. So let's say, for example, in this slide here, if you see this purple box, if you are using this purple box here and give the display property as a flex, now this container will turn into Flexbox container, and all the item inside it will turn flex item automatically. So the Flexbox only works in one level. So if you have any elements inside the flex item, using Flexbox display as a flex for the parent container will not apply to those elements which are inside the item, Flexbox item. But what you can do, you can organize all this item using Flexbox container, this one, and if you have any other more elements inside this box, again you can give display as a Flexbox to this container, and then this container will also turn into the flex container, and all the element inside will become flex item of this container. So using Flexbox, you can basically organize element like on horizontally. So basically you organize the elements on x-axis and y-axis, but in terms of Flexbox we use main axis, which is x-axis, and the cross axis for the y-axis. Okay, so you can start from beginning to end to beginning, and same thing you can do on cross axis, top to bottom, bottom to top. Okay, so let's look into it practically. Let's go into our code editor and then let's write some code. So this is our the code from the previous tutorial, so we are going to continue here. So let's run quickly this one. If you see this one, this is what we did in our previous tutorial. We learned as much CSS as possible for us to write the web page. So that was the part 1. So this is, as you know, part 2. We're going to learn CSS. So let's not mess it up this one. Let's create a new file called CSS basic, and let's lay out the basic HTML boilerplate and give the title to CSS basic, and then just write down CSS basic to make sure that this page is working. And okay, let's run this one with the live server because we don't need this one. Okay, the page is loading here, and now let's make a box first, and inside make more boxes, and then use the Flexbox property to see how we can organize those boxes. Okay, main, let's give a main tag, and then main tag give a class name wrapper, and inside the wrapper I'll create another container called container, div called container. Okay, container here, just make sure the page is loading. Okay, yeah, Let's give color to this container so that we can see where the container exactly here. So let's write down CSS in embedded. Let's write down embedded CSS in the head section. So just open style, close style tag, open and close the style tag here, and inside start writing CSS. So first, let's give CSS to wrapper. Yeah, wrapper class. I just want to give width to 90%. Width to 90%. And margin right auto, margin left auto, so that we are not all the way in the corner here. This is done. Now let's give the color to the container, our container block here, so that we can see, and then we can work from there. Let's give this class the, again I'll make it a little smaller. Let's give maybe with 80%. Again, margin right auto, margin left auto. Okay, this is just the, and then background, of course, background color maybe give to blue. Save it. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, let's give a height as well. Height maybe give him 800 pixel. Oh, that's too. 600 pixel. Oh, okay, because guys I made this one way bigger so I can see. Okay, here. Okay, this is our maybe just remove this width. Let's go. Okay, bigger more. All right. Okay, this is the basic. We just created the box here. Now let's create the more boxes inside here, and then we see how we can organize this one. So from here below, we'll use now flex property. Okay, let's do here. So let's give this container a display property. Okay, before doing that, how about we create let's create some box inside here. Okay, inside here I'm gonna quickly create a div with the class name item. So let's create 5 of them. Font is pretty small. Let me make font size here so that we can, let's make font size bigger here so that you can see it. Font size make 24 maybe, or maybe let's make 30. I don't know if you guys can see here. Okay, these are the font size here. 1 2 3 4. These are the basic like a div container. So by default all the containers are stacked on the bottom, like they are just stacked vertically, and if it is the inline block it will stack horizontally. So now here these blocks are by default stacked vertically. We can see this one as a box. So let's give a color and background so that we can see the actual box here. So here these are the container, and inside the container cost level div, give the give maybe let's say width 70 pixel, height 70 pixel. Now you can see they are now apart from each other. Also give them the background color white smoke. Okay, now you can see a little bit different here, and I would like to give border as well so that we can see. Give border gray solid 3.3 pixel. Save it. Oops. Now you can see the box, actual box here. Hold on now, yeah. Okay, now you can see this one. So let's from here, now let's turn these blocks as a flex container, and so that we can align this item in the center. Okay, like 1 2 3 4 here, put in the center. So we can do vertically center and horizontally center to be, sorry, vertically center and horizontally center to become absolute center, I mean perfect center. So let's give this now here. Yeah, I'll just put this one in comments so that you guys can check later if you need to. So if I say display flex, oops, flex, now this container has, this individual container here has turned into flex container. So any item inside this container, now I can use flex property to organize it. So I can say justify content center. It will make horizontally in the center. When I save this file, this horizontally center, that's a main axis. Let's make cross axis on the center as well using align item center. Nice, absolute, I mean perfect center. Okay, just leave this one like that first. Okay, now let's play around with this element and then we can see. Or let's give a little gap here so that we know. Let's put, now there you go. Okay, now let's see how we can use like vertically and horizontally. Now if you want to display these elements horizontally, we can do that. So there are like a few property. I want to go one by one. There is something first. Let's use something called flex. Let's use, okay, let me list them out first. So these are the main property for flex container, like flex direction, flex wrap, flex flow, justify content, align item, and align content. Okay, let's go one by one and then look into it and see how we can utilize this one to organize our content inside the flex container. So you already saw how to use justify content, align item. So basically, again, remember, we need to always give parent. We always need to give parent container display flex first, and then only we can use other properties. Okay, so let's work on the, let's look the flex direction. Let's go to our container here, flex property. Let's use the flex direction first. In order for us to be able to organize this flex item inside this container, we need hold this container to give a display as a flex first. Say display flex and save it. See, this one automatically going to the row. So by default, the flex direction is by default is row. If I save it, nothing gonna change here. Now you can, if you change this one to row, or actually let's do row reverse, means now if I save it, it will now start from end to start, and it will alter the position as well from back to front. Okay, and you can also, okay, let's go back to row again by default, and you can change this one to column and save it. Now it's like in column, that's the cross axis, and you can do again column reverse as well. So it will go from bottom to top. So let's leave this one as a row by default. So that's the flex direction. This is how you use. The second one, use flex wrap. Flex wrap has two, basically three options. No wrap is by default. Wrap means wrap the content, and wrap reverse is wrap reverse. Okay, let's look into it. No, if I do, okay, before do that, I need to make this one few more, but you can see the effect. Let's make 3 times. Save it. See, by default you can see all the items are squeezed in one row. So because this is by default, the flex is no wrap. If I comment out and save it, it's still the same. So if you want them to just take their space and whatever leftover go underneath, you need to say wrap and save it. Now it will wrap the content and whatever leftover content will come to the new line. You can do same thing in reverse row as well. See, now it's going this way and wrap to all. So now let's leave this one to wrap. Not wrap, reverse, just wrap. Yeah, okay. And that's all about the flex wrap. And the another one, flex flow. Flex flow is the combination of flex flow is the shorthanded of the flex direction and flex wrap. You can achieve same thing using first keep row here and wrap. So you put two value, first value for direction, second flex direction, and second value for flex wrap. If I comment this out and save it, it's still gonna be the same. If you say this one no wrap, we'll squeeze in one, and if you change this one to column, it will go vertically in cross axis. So flex flow is the shorthanded of flex direction and flex wrap. The next, just to justify content. Let's see what is it. Let's do justify content. So around the justify content had quite some value. Basically you have like a space evenly, flex and flex start, space around, space between. Let's look into this one. So we don't need all of this one. Let's move back to our only 5 blocks. So let's make this one the default in our row. Okay, see how they are just starting from beginning. They all starting from like from the starting point, like they are all stacking towards the front, because by default the justify content is flex start. That's why they're all starting from here. If you change this one to end, it will all go to the back and then you start from back, but it does not change the order. So if you want to distribute them evenly over the page, you can use space evenly. You can use space evenly, or you can use space around to get the same effect. Space around will do the calculation of the total leftover space and put the element so that they have like almost equal elements on the left and right of each item. So if you don't want to have a space from at the front and end, you can use space between, so that it will start from beginning and end and the ends at the end with the even space here. So that's pretty much with the justify content. So align item it works similarly, but it works in cross axis. You see how justify content help us to organize element on like main axis evenly or with the space here. We can do same thing with the cross axis. You can put element on the starting point, end point, or in the middle point. They have the same sets of value. We can use from align item. We can use like a and start. Let's do the by default is start, change. If you do and, it will go back to the end here, and if you do center, it will stay in the center middle of the container. Let's take the align content. Align content is pretty similar to align item. Only different is that align content works if there is like a flex is wrap. Okay, let's write down flex wrap first. And in this case, okay, before doing this one, let's do the other property first. Let's say Now these are the flex for the container properties. Now we can use the flex item properties as well. First, hang on. Let's make this item different sizes. Okay, I want this item. Let's give this item a class name quickly. And here let's give some CSS to item 2. Flex scroll. I want to show you how to use that. Flex scroll. So by default they all 1. So if I put 2, see this one is okay. Let's say if I put, for example, even 1, see it's taking all the space here, and then the default space. This is like a given default size, like 70 by 70 pixel. So any leftover space is taken by the flex item 2, because we have given the group property. See here, it try to utilize the space. And let's do same thing with the one more item. Let's put the 4. Now what happens is that the flex item 2 and 4 try to take up the extra space and divide that total space, and then taking equal space. See here. And if you want, this one is default, this one little bigger, and this one even more bigger, you can give this one flex 2, save it. See, now it's like shrunk this one, and then this one is little bigger. Okay, let's make a different size of the element. Let's give div and child odd height 90 pixel. Oops, this one we need to give the height for the container. Where is it? Let's give this one to important so that it does not change it. Okay, now see the item size has like a now changed in different size. Let's put this one back to normal. Let's comment these two out. They are the different sizes. Let's put this one even in the beginning. Okay, let's comment this out for now. Okay, now I want to remember we talked about the align item and the align content. I want to show you this. So this one row, not in the center. Let's comment this one out too, so that our content is all up here. If I put align content center, see this one, they all starting from baseline, and the size is like this one is little higher than this one because based on the size. So the starting is aligned like on the same line. But if I change this one, let's comment out align content and then uncomment the align item center. Now look what happens. See, they are aligning on the center. So this is the basic difference between align content and align center. Okay, let's look into the ordering them. Okay, so to order them, we can use the order properties is applied to the actual item. So let's go to item, for example, 4th again. Let's go class item 4, and inside item 4, now you can order wherever you want to put. If you want it to be go very at the front, just give 1 or even -1. See what happens. See, now 4 is here. Let's put 1 all the way to the back. See, now all the way to the back. Now this is how you can like order item. Let's do one more. Let's put 3 even more at the front. See, now 3 is even at the front. So this is how you can order the item using the flex order property. Okay, so this is pretty much about Flex Basic. So now you can see how you can organize elements and move around using Flex item. So let's use this Flex whatever we learned here, and let's create web page layout. Okay guys, let's create the web page layout and create one web page content looks like a blog style listing page using Flexbox layout. Okay, to do that I don't want to make too messy here, so I'll just leave this page as it is so that you can refer to this code. Let's create a new file called web page layout, flex web page. And let's lay out the basic HTML here, and write the content, Flexbox layout page, the content title, and let's open with the live server. We have live server just to test it. Okay, yeah, it's working. Let's create a basic layout first. Let's create header, and create the main area, and create the footer. So we have header, main area, footer. And let's create the CSS style for this page. Go inside the style folder and create the Flexbox layout.css. Okay, I'll open this side by side so that we can see it. This side is CSS and this side is HTML. Okay, let's link this file here first. Link the style folder. The style sheet is inside the style folder and the flexbox.css. So just to make sure it's working, give the header a blue color. Okay, so it's working. So I want to give few default CSS. I want everything will have a box sizing border box, and also the body element I want to put margin 0, because you see the gap here. On that gap to be gone. See, now it's not there. Okay, let's keep this body. Let's make this body the flex container. So these are our flex children. So give like a flex, display flex and a flex direction column. They are already now, and let's create a container that where we can put the content in the middle. So here I want to create a container class. A container class here with 90% and margin left and right auto. That means keep the content in the middle. So inside the head section, let's create the container. Okay, inside the container we can create navbar, and navbar has a element for our logo. It's not gonna go anywhere, it's gonna go home page only. So you can just simply put the forward slash, and under that we'll have the one div with the another list. I'll put 3 list item probably for the, let's say, home, about, and contact. Okay, this is the one for the header class. Because of this container class, here we have some space, and it's starting from little bit towards the right hand side. So let's change this color of this text. Let's make it global. Okay, one. give the a attribute, sorry, a element, what? Give a element color white, and text decoration none, and then give the header section color white so that we can see it. Okay, let's use Flexbox to flex property to fix this one. So let's put this one back there and then make it a line. So to do that, let's work on ULLI. Let's make this nav a Flexbox container, and the A and the div are the children flex item. We can use Flexbox to control them. So nav inside display flex and justify content space between. Yeah, it will push to the right here. And let's now give this UL again a display flex and organize this the item. So nav UL is now, just give this one same. Okay, and we don't want this bullet point, so just remove this bullet point by giving the ULLI text style list style type to none and remove that. Let's keep some space between this text so that they looks nicer. This is not really nice and be like this. So this is ULLI. Let's give the ULLI here, ULLI, the right margin to 0.7 em so that we have some space here. Okay, and that is the nav. So justify content is space between. Let's do align item center so that they are in the right in the middle. So that's the home page. Sorry, the navigation bar is done. Let's move on to the main area. Let's fold the navigation header part and let's expand this one, the main content area. I just want to put some coloring for the main and footer area so that we can actually see the difference. Let's do main, red, and footer area background black. Okay, now you can see that. And the main, maybe let's give some, yeah, we can see that. Let's give the height of for the main. So mean height, let's give 80 viewport height. That means 80% of the screen height, and the footer is pushed all the way down to below. And just give the color to footer is white as well so that you can see the text. Okay, use this container for the main area as well so that the content doesn't start from right very at the beginning. Container, okay, good. Now we have space aligning to the logo. Our main, we don't need this white color, this is just for us to see, so I'll remove this one now. Okay, inside here we're gonna put few list of the articles here. So let's start with the section. And then I'll give the class name main content because I want to put the sidebar here underneath on the right hand side. So give the sidebar. So sidebar here at the bottom, but is has to be like a left and right. So we can now use main as a flex container to control it. So, and flex direction, I can say row. So now they're side by side. Let's put this one like a, let's give main area more space than the sidebar, and put sidebar all the way to the left side right. Let's give the main content area the flex of 2, so it takes like a more space here. Okay, just to see, I'll put the background color so that you can see. Let's give a class name sidebar, and let's give this one keep this class, maybe give a light gray background so that we can see this one. Okay, this, and main area just leave as a white for now. So inside here in main area, let's create the articles, because we are going to list few blog post articles here, so it makes sense to put article semantic element. And inside article we will have a 3 divs. First div will have the article title, and second div will have I'll put meta, and the third one will have article content. So what they do is that here this one will keep the title. It's too much. Yeah, I'll just title only. So that's the title, and in meta I'll put small font like a date 10 maybe 2020, just random date. That's for you to put the date of the article. And on the actual content, again put rm context and save it. So this is the like a, let's say sample, like a, not sample, little bit part of your article, and this is the title and this is the content. I'm gonna save this, and before I continue here, maybe I'll put welcome text on the top of this one. Under the head section, let's create the welcome text message here. So create welcome div with the container and welcome class, welcome to my blog, and put HR, save, and let's give some styling to welcome. Maybe let's put under the over the here, let's do welcome class. Let's give some style to welcome as well, just a little bit. We put some margin button to 1 rem so that not right touching each other. Okay, margin top as well, 1 rem as well. Okay, welcome to my blog, and that's the title and date and the context. Okay, let's make few of this copy first. And article. Let's multiple 3 copy of article, maybe 1, 2 and 3 when you save it. So we have, okay, let's organize them a little bit more better. So here let's go to our main content is done. So let's work on article. Inside there, let's give article element as a selector, and inside there give a border. I'm gonna give the article border gray, solid maybe 1 pixel, and I want to give margin right a little bit, 0.5 em maybe, and the padding as well 0.7 em, and border radius to 5 pixel. Maybe let's give background color as well. Light cyan, maybe light, like I like this light cyan color. Yeah, and the margin button, because they're touching here, so margin button is good to have as well, 5 pixel at least. And let's make sure they are position is relative. Save it. So now you can see they are separated a little bit here and there. Okay, border not showing, margin not working, that working. Oops, not border, that's why not working. Background, I don't need this. Okay, now, all right, this is what it's gonna look, our article list. Okay, their context is touching here, so let's fix it. So let's work on the title first. What is the title? Article title. Yep. Give article title. Font size maybe 1.5 em, and the font weight is bold. Yeah, looks better. And I want this date to be gone a little bit inside, and we have some space between these two, date and the content. So article meta class will give margin, position, and the left property to make this one go a bit left, and then space here, and make this one little left as well, so align with this one, the date. So I need the article content dot. So we need to give position and the left value. So now, okay, yeah, that looks cool. Okay, that's it for the main content area. Let's work on the sidebar. Sidebar, we already have given the background color. You can give any color, even like light gray. Okay, that doesn't matter. So this one going all the way down. So let's work on first height, and give height to 80 viewport height only, 80% of the screen. Let's border radius 5 pixel, and let's put padding everywhere about 8 pixel. Yeah, looks better. And let's put some content inside the sidebar. Okay, sidebar here. We're going to put like a latest article, some category, and maybe the subscription, not subscription, yeah, email subscription form. So let's quickly create that. Let's create the div called topics first. Topics inside heads for what's this, latest articles, and then UL the list of the latest article. Maybe just put B for now, and here article, the article 1, article 2, and article 3. Save it. Now you can see this one, article 1 to 3, and let's copy this one again, and we can use it for category, maybe categories. If you have some categories for your blog, you can say, and you can provide the link to this one, and when you click on the category, it will take to the one of these like listing page. Okay, we got category as well, and I want the subscription form here. Subscribe. Okay, inside form, about to put 2 input, 1 input for, let's say placeholder, This one I'm not gonna do anything or gonna go anywhere. This is just showing how we can do it. Put in the sidebar using like a flex and input type commit. Okay, so we got latest article, category, and thing. So see, this one is coming away at the front. We inspect the element here. Let's go to here. See this value here, 40 centimeter. See this value 40 pixel. We can remove this one by overriding this value so that they are aligned from like left all the way where we have UL before. Maybe here UL put 0, and now it's starting right at the beginning. You can put this one in the middle as well. Just go to this aside. What is our aside? Sidebar, and here we can give some first let's give the content of the container a flex property. Display course flex direct. You need to give flex direction to volume, otherwise it will go on row. And now you can put the line item to center. There you go. Now it's in the center. See how the left side is taking more space when we have a bigger skin. Yeah, I'll just put this one in. Okay, for now, if you want to make this one like the kind of responsive, this one goes underneath this listing when you are in the small device. You can do that by giving some media query here. Let's give some media query. Not some, just one. Max width. When the until the maximum width is 680 pixel, apply the following CSS. So what was this one was controlling was the main, I think. If you look into main display flex row, we can override this by volume. When you save it, and if you make this smaller, no, it's not working. Okay. See, now this one goes like a underneath, so it's like a response. See, when you have a big screen, it's on the sidebar on the right side, and if you go down here, you have on the left. So if you want this one to show in the two line as well, and just give this form. This is not necessary, I'm just overdoing it here. Form display flex direction, volume. There you go. And you can put input, give input a maybe margin bottom, maybe 5 pixel. There you go. Okay, that's it for the main and sidebar. Let's look into footer for now a little bit. Okay, in the footer section, I want to put like give footer some height so that we have some area to work on. So give like 100 pixel. Okay, now that's so. Oh, I don't need this much space, so let's make this one small. I remember we gave him 80 vertical height. Let's put 60, maybe enough. Yeah, enough. Now on footer, let's fold the main content area and expand the footer. Okay, let's create the div here with the container and footer content class, and inside that I'm gonna have like 4 div on 4 div here. Let's put maybe like, you know how we put company privacy policy and stuff, company meta, maybe put 4 of this one, and one of this one, let's make it start description of the company, and here we can put some lore and system too much. Yeah, that's a little bit content about the company, blah blah blah. And here I want a, let's say, about company. So what I'm gonna do here is bold company, and under that get the URL with list item, let's put B as well, and there maybe about sitemap, and the press release maybe, or just the news, company news. Okay, I want to create same thing inside another div, but here like a policy. And this is policy, and then cookie policy for. And similarly we will have the social link as well. Okay, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let's see how it looks. Okay, they are just stacking on the top of each other, I mean the on the cross axis. So let's use Flexbox to control this one. So we need to implement Flexbox for this div, which has 4 another untal item. Okay, so let's go to footer content. Let's give some style to footer content. So of course display flex, and then justify content specifically. Okay, based on their occupancy, they are just like over the on the row flex. They are like flex items. Now let's control them. Let's make this one evenly cool, kinda, with the flex property. So I have company meta as a common class for all of them. So use the flex item property called flex. You can give flex basis first, maybe give 100 pixel, and then the flex grow is 1. So this way they are like have some space for themselves. Okay, and I will put one more thing at the bottom quickly. Maybe put some copyright information. Just put just okay, the bottom one, let's give this one some style. Now we can treat this one as a flex box, and then this one as a flex item as well, even though it's a single text inside. So you can give display flex and justify content center, and give some margin top, one area, actually no margin top, margin bottom, one area, maybe one area, and here maybe just give HR line, horizontal line so, and align item center. There you go. There you go, guys. This is all your website now. Looks like using this is like a Flexbox using. Oops, let's put some space here. Looks pretty bad. Give some padding to this one. The font footer content. Padding top to end. Much better. Okay guys, now there you go. So this is what you looks like. Now what we have here is that this is like a blog listing page. You have like a multiple blog. You can click and go to the landing page, or you have like a link to the latest blog, categories, and then the subscription form. So this is all the page you can see here is now layout using Flexbox only. So now you can see how easy is it for us to create a almost complete web page, one page using Flexbox. And if you can see here, we're not using much CSS considering the number of content we have here and then elements. So there you go, guys. You have the web page layout with the Flexbox. And just want to let you know that like using Flexbox for aligning element is great, but using Flexbox for layouting the entire page is not that so great, because when you have like complex layout and if you need some multiple dimensional layout, it's gonna be pretty hard to use Flexbox to make the whole page layout. So Flexbox are really great to align the elements inside the page, but there is a better way to make a page layout, which one called CSS grid layout. So in the next video, I will create the CSS grid layout tutorial where you will learn how you can use CSS grid layout to create the complex layouts very easily. Okay guys, so what's the next video? So I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, please give me a like for this video, and then if you want to receive more web development tutorial, click the subscribe button and then turn on the notification and watch the next video for CSS grid layout. See you next. Bye.